Now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. Let me go ahead and share my screen with you. If somebody can just, chat in and let me know if you can hear me okay. I have a different mic on today. Unfortunately, my other headset is disappeared, so I'm stuck using a gaming set. So let me just check. All right, thank you for letting me know everything sounds good. Of course, if there's any problems and you can't hear me, or you need to have something repeated, just let me know. So I am, just as a quick heads up, I am working from home today. I do have 2 dogs, and they are bound to bark if somebody knocks at the door. So I do apologize, before going forward, just to let you know that that might happen, and hopefully it won't. Another housekeeping tip, just letting everybody know that you guys are all on mute, just in case there's background noise, because I have enough of it on my end. Also, if you have any questions or anything, feel free to either use the chat feature or the question section. We'll go ahead and get started. So we have Boopsie's products, or new products and services. So we're just going to do a quick little overview about a couple of our new stuff or things, and then kind of do a couple of demos, hopefully not embarrass myself too much with the brain training, and yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. So today's agenda, as I mentioned, we're going to look over our ComicsPlus Library Edition. Some of you have probably heard about it, or you already have the service at your library. We're going to go over BrainHQ, which is relatively new, our marketing services program, as well as some of our new updates to the app. And I know PLE is this week. I think it actually starts today. I am actually still going to be here in Sunnyvale, but if you have the pleasure of being in Denver for the conference, feel free to stop by our Boopsie booth. We're going to be at booth 417, and a lot of my colleagues are going to be there. And I heard one of my coworkers was going to be dressing up in a comics costume, so definitely go check it out, and you're probably going to want a picture of that one. All right, so our first topic is going to be our ComicsPlus Library Edition. As many of you know, it's a collection of, digital comics, graphic novels, manga. That's really good for people of all ages, just to be able to have access to comics when, maybe your library doesn't have a collection, or the collection you have is a little smaller because of funding, or a little smaller because you just don't have time to do comic development at your library. So it definitely helps out. There's over 20,000 titles, including the ones that you've seen down here at the bottom of the screen, as well as some things like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Garfield. Garfield's already on the screen. But yeah, lots of great titles. They actually have an exclusive deal with IDW Publishing. Those are the Transformers titles. They have a couple of other really cool ones. If you're into Buffy the Vampire Slayer or Angel, those series, those are actually part of IDW as well. So I think it's kind of awesome. And so along with just the 20,000 titles, there's over 110 publishers, including Viz Media, which is your main manga publisher, as well as I think it's Boom Studios, IDW, and a whole bunch of other ones. And the great thing about this is that there's unlimited access to comics through the system. So you don't have to worry about, having only one copy available, per library. You have, hundreds or unlimited amounts. So if you want to have everybody read The Tomb of the Fangpire, which is a Lego Ninjaga comic, you can. It's really great for doing kind of reading groups and kind of getting a lot of different, not having to worry about running out of anything or not having to pay more because you want more than one copy. So that's really awesome. Also, because they're digital, they don't wear out like physical comics do. And also, there's an unlimited title downloads per patron. So if you have, Johnny Library user and he wants to read 500 comics in a month, that's great. I'm sure that he'll probably blow everybody else out of the water. It's the summer reading program. But yeah, it's definitely kind of a great option so that you don't have any like no stoppage. It's just access all the time, and that's not going to affect like how much you pay. It is a set fee for your for an unlimited number. And it's also, if you do have a print collection, it's, you know, it's just a great supplement as well. So that maybe you don't have, you know, Garfield #6 on the shelf anymore, because the last person that checked it out, you kind of mangled the pages. So it's kind of in that it's getting worked on kind of section. And so, you know, you might not have the physical copy, but they can go on their ComicsPlus website and go and check out the, you know, the title itself. So we're going to go ahead and do a quick live demo. Let me go and switch my screen so that you can see my phone. All right, so here's my phone. So the great thing about ComicsPlus Library Edition is there is an app. So if your patrons, you know, if they're more comfortable just downloading directly from the source, it is an Apple-only app. So right now we don't have an integration with it because it's not fair. There's, you know, a lot of Android users out there that wouldn't be able to use the app at that point. So we do link to their website. It's available. ComicsPlus is available through your desktop on a website. You can do this, you know, mobile app version as well as the comics here in the app. So let me just go ahead and get started from the beginning. So here's Houston Public Library's app. They've had comics since, I want to say 2013. So it's been around for a while for them. And when they started out their comics, they weren't having that many checkouts. But the second they put them in their app, because it's just something that, you know, you're already like mobile proactive if you already have your app downloaded, so that having these comics available in the app, it just really increased usage. I believe in the first month alone, there was over a 400% increase in usage. So it's really fantastic. It's really great for the library just to kind of, you know, you want people to use it if you're subscribing to it. So it's a great way to kind of like integrate everything all into one app. So we're going to go ahead to your ebook section and then go to ComicsPlus. So this is going to be our embedded browser for ComicsPlus right now. As you can see, you can either scroll through. They have a selection of like Robots in Disguise, Here in a Half Shell, nice little like collections of titles that you might be interested in. But of course, you can also do searching by hitting this little hamburger icon. I'm already logged in, so we're going to go ahead and search for, let's see, Sonic the Hedgehog. But we'll just do Sonic because I like typing just a few words. I was a big Sonic the Hedgehog fan growing up. My aunt had a Sega Genesis, and I would play on that growing up. So that was really fun. I was never really that good at it, but then again, I was also a little kid too. Nowhere near as awesome as like my cousins are when it comes to playing video games nowadays. So let's go ahead and we'll check out this first title. All right, so we're going to go ahead and, so we checked it out successfully. We're going to read now. All right, as it's loading. All right, so they do show you instructions. Oh no, what is it doing? Let's go ahead and see if we can go back in without having to look at the instructions. It was doing this earlier to me. I think it's just my phone being crazy. All right, there we go. So, you know, as you can see, it's kind of just like a lot of e-readers. You just click on the right section of the app to kind of, or the screen to flip forward in pages. We're going to go a little bit farther till we can actually get like a nice little setup of the comics. So as you can see, I'm using my cell phone. It's a little bit blurry. So you can go ahead and click the little plus sign to zoom in a little bit. And then it's just a matter of kind of like using your finger to kind of like pinch and zoom where you need to look. So you can go ahead and say, okay, you know, read your comic, you go through, and then you go to the right and advance forward. Also with manga titles, just like the manga books themselves, like the physical copies, you're actually going to go to the left to read forward to advance in the story versus reading right for some of these other comics. So they kind of keep up that user feel as well, which is really awesome. Alright, so I'm going to switch back over. I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but ComicsPlus is based off of your circulation numbers, your annual circulation. So, if this is something you'd be interested in your library for, I can set up a call with you, or, we can do some emails back and forth just to kind of get an idea of what it would look like for your library. All right, let's go back to the presentation. Okay. All right, so our next section is going to be about BrainHQ. It's kind of a partnership with Damco. And so basically what BrainHQ is a brain training service that can be an effective outreach tool in a kind of non-traditional way for libraries. So basically it is an app or a website that your patrons can log into and play games to train their brain, which is really cool. So brain training science has come really to the forefront recently. You've probably heard of Luminosity. You've probably run into these kind of brain training things on Facebook. I know it's kind of I really like these programs. So I have quite a few of them that I would download, use the free usage up, and then kind of move on to the next one. So it's really fun, a really cool way. It can be especially helpful for victims of PTSD, or workers who's trying to increase their acuity with tasks, and not just seniors who are working to fight the effects of aging. Unfortunately, as you can see in this little chart, which is kind of sad and depressing, it's just after about 27 or so, your late 20s, early 30s, your brain is kind of slowing down and it's losing its capability it's not as fast, it's not as easy to remember things. So you're going to have your senior moments, easily distractible. I'm in my late 20s now and I'm easily distractible. So I should probably do more of this brain training stuff. And just to put in a couple of the real world benefits that your patrons are going to see from BrainHQ. So there's going to be safer driving because they're going to have the ability to react quicker, which is kind of interesting to think about based off the fact that they're playing essentially video games to become faster, which is great. And not only are your patrons that are actually that are going to be using the service are going to benefit, but your entire community, because if they're safer driving and they have quicker reaction times, you're going to see fewer accidents, which is really great. Also, just in general, it's nice to have safer drivers out there. Coming from somebody that lives along a highway, I understand, how important safe driving can be. Also, another great thing is they're less likely to be depressed or to suffer as strong as depressive symptoms. According to the ADAA, 14.8 million Americans are affected by major depressive disorder. So, if some of your patrons might have major depressive disorder and could use something to kind of help them out, to kind of like refocus their brains and kind of rebuild some brain cells as well with that they're losing with aging and with other issues that they're experiencing in their life. Also, it's great because you're processing information faster, so you're improving your memories by about 10 years, which is really cool, kind of like looking at the science behind everything. If you go to the BrainHQ website, there's actually a section where you can read, I think there's over 101 science articles that kind of show you exactly kind of the science behind things. So we're not just saying that 38% fewer dangerous driving maneuvers. There's actually science that backs it up, which is really cool. All right, so now we're going to do the slightly embarrassing part where I'm going to try and do BrainHQ on the phone with you guys. So let me go ahead and switch to my phone. So what I just did was I just opened up the BrainHQ app on my device. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to do the beginner's brain challenge because I find that I did really well on this when I did a video for it. So basically what it is that there's a whole bunch of different challenges that you can do to kind of affect certain sections of your brain. So you can do high achievers. You want to maximize your alertness. I do that with coffee. This is probably a little bit better of a way to do it. And then kind of like increasing driving with confidence, driving with independence. So if you want to select a certain section, it then further breaks itself down into specific exercises to really help you increase this specific region. So for this, it's going to be double decision. If you want to do hearing in a crowded room, you have fine tuning and sound sweeps. And so each game is specifically kind of focused on improving certain sections. So I have a couple of them set up here. So we're going to go ahead and do the beginner's brain challenge and go for eye for detail. So for the eye for detail app, you're going to be shown really quickly images of I think the first one was butterflies. And so basically you'll see butterflies. There's 3 butterflies. 2 of them are going to match and one's going to be different. And so basically you're going to see them really briefly on the screen. And then once they disappear, you have to click on the grayed out section of the butterfly and say, okay, these 2 are the ones that matched. And then it'll go forward to the next one. And as you progress in levels, you have less and less time to actually see the butterflies as they're being displayed. So we're going to go ahead and we'll start right away with level 1. As you can see, I've gotten to a certain point. So we're going to go ahead and start, and let's see if I can not embarrass myself. All right, so as you saw, it was really quick. Shot forward your butterfly images. So these 2 are going to be the top left ones. So, all right, so this is a little fast. Ooh, I didn't even see that one. And then as you go, like obviously you're not going to start off with these like blips of seconds of seeing butterflies. And as if you get something wrong, let's go ahead and try that. It'll move you back down on the list. And as you continue to get things wrong, it will keep moving you back and then slow it down so you have a chance to actually kind of adapt. I totally did not see that at all. No. But yeah, so it's really cool. It's really fun. There's a whole bunch of different kind of exercises you can do. I've found that I'm really good for this eye for detail one, so I really like to do it a lot. But, you can go ahead and do different, like, mind's eye and then start for this one. Basically, you're going to see, like, a set of dots, and you have to remember which way they moved, and then you'll be shown 3 dots afterwards, and then you have to decide which one was the one that matched your first section of dots. And then kind of, if it didn't, like, none of those 3 matched, there's a section that said that it didn't match all the other ones. So let's go ahead and, so they're kind of moving to the right lower corner. All right, so none of those were moving towards the right lower corner, so they're not present. This time it's going to be that second section because it was the one that moved to the right lower corner. We don't want to get sucked into this, so we'll go ahead and move on. But BrainHQ is really fun. It's a great way to kind of, just to challenge yourself. And it's kind of like the learning games that maybe your children have used in their school, or maybe you've yourself used. It's where you're kind of like, you're playing, you're having fun, and the next thing you notice, you actually learn something, which is kind of awesome. So I'm just going to go ahead and switch back. So to our marketing services, I've noticed a lot that a lot of libraries are having trouble with getting usage. They're not getting the usage they want on the apps. And, they're like, I've tried all the marketing techniques that I know. Like we market it on our social media, like we'll post about it. We'll, add banners and flyers in the library. We have bookmarks. I don't know what to do. And this is kind of where we can come in and help out a lot. So basically, we have a lot of experience with digital marketing here at Boopsie. And so we have the ability to help increase your visibility on the website or on the web and in your community with things like purchased ads and improving your SEO. And basically SEO is search engine optimization. Really fun, fancy marketing word, which really just means your result or your library is going to appear up higher on the search results page. So if you're searching for Google for the Algonquin Area Public Library District, instead of, if you have a higher SEO not rate, you'll be up like maybe the first example of it versus like somebody else has kind of hacked in and started adding other things. It'll be, as you move farther down on the list. And so how do we improve SEO? We write blog posts, press releases, reviews, just a lot of kind of information into the apps, and then, or not to the web, apps to the web. And then what we'll do is we'll post them, we'll link them back, we'll use that keyword, like, the Pikes Peak Library District mobile app. And then every time somebody searches for like Pikes Peak Library District mobile app, which is a really long way of doing it, but if they do, then it'll pop higher up on the list. So that's really cool. And we can also supplement it by using ads. So have you ever gone, you're sitting there at work and you're like, hold on, I need a vacation, or I want a vacation. My break's coming up in like 2 weeks. And you start searching for like traveling to Italy. And so you're looking at rates, and then you close out the tab, and the next thing you know, every single ad you run into talks about, staying at a resort in Italy, or, backpacks. So you can go backpacking through Italy kind of thing. And they kind of follow you, and it's kind of eerie. But it's not really. Actually, there's a lot of people that put in money so that they have, you can see their products. So basically what they do is they go, okay, we want to find people that are searching for this specific topic. And then, they'll look for that, and then they go and say, okay, cool. If they search for Italy and travel, then we want them to be able to see our backpacks. So we want them to see our resort kind of thing. I actually did it a lot. I was really interested in looking into like adoption, both the human and animal kind. And I swear every time I turned around, there'd be new Facebook ads or new Google ads that would talk about, oh, look at these cute, adorable pets that could be adopted, or look at these cool, just great services that you can use in order to help yourself adopt a child or something along those lines. So yeah, like lots of people have, you have that kind of pop-ups and everything. So the same thing can happen for your library. If you have, we can set up sections, for instance, that say, okay, you are we're looking for people between the ages of 16 and 65 that live in this community and are interested in libraries. And so every time somebody that fills in those specific characteristics, they're going to get an alert that says, hey, look, download this app now. And so they can go ahead and click on it and download the app. And basically what that does is it increases your visibility. And what happens with increased visibility of your app? Well, your library usage increases. Your ROI is like fabulous, because if they have the app, they see your resources, they use your resources. So that's always really a great thing. Also, the bonus part is that since we are kind of the digital marketing services here, we're awesome. We know what we're doing, not to shoot our own horns or anything. But, we have a great track record of success. As you can see on the screen, this is kind of the Washington State Library. So basically what happened is they received over a 213% increase in usage just the first month alone. So, we could do stuff like that for your library. Like, I don't know, maybe you do 213, maybe you do 400%. It all just depends kind of on what kind of services we do. And our packages are customized to your library. So if you want to just do, SEO improvement, we can do that. Or if you want to just do Facebook ads, we can do that as well. So we're definitely here to help you out. And if that's something you're interested in for your library, definitely let us know, because that's how we can figure out how we can help you. Because your success really is our success. So, all right, our next section are some updates to the app. So we're going to switch over here, gears again, back to my phone. I think it's being used more than it's been in a while today. All right, so the first one is we're going to go to the Allen Park Public Library. They are actually in Michigan, which is pretty cool, as am I. So here is the app. A lot of you know about our top 20, about our bottom navigation bar. These are kind of some of the features that have already been in the app for a while. But I did want to highlight just 2 of our new features. So we're going to go ahead and go down to locations and hours first. So as you can see, this is a little different looking than a lot of our existing one. It's kind of our new feature that we're doing. So you can do a tap to email, a tap to call, tap for directions. So they're buttons now instead of just kind of lines of text. And the great thing is I have the Google app, Google Maps app downloaded to my phone already. So if I go ahead and click tap for directions, it's going to open up Google, and you're going to see that we're like 2,000 miles away from them. Also, I live off of Bayshore Freeway. So if I was to leave right now, it would take 1 day and 11 hours for me to get from here to Allen Park Public Library. Obviously, your patron's probably not that far away from the library. So we're going to go ahead and go back to the app, and we're going to go back to the home and go to your catalog search. So let's go ahead and search for, we're going to do Mists of Avalon. I read that growing up, and I thought it was a really awesome book, so we'll go ahead and search for it. So they have a lot of different copies. I'm just going to go down here to the 1983 copy. This little loading cat, so it makes it really obvious. I'm pretty sure the cat is running backwards, though, which is kind of funny. So this is kind of an example of that updated item details page. On the left-hand side, if you have an image for it, there'll be the book cover. If there isn't, it'll obviously tell you that this is a book. This is not the e-audiobook. This is not the DVD of it. So it makes it really clean and easy to look at. You can always leave a review up here. It's quick and easy. If they already have a review, you can quickly see that, this is a 5-star rated book. And then if you go a little bit farther, there's buttons to place items on hold. So it's super easy to tell that this is where you place an item on hold. I know that some of our customers have been, saying, hey, we really like it. It's great that they can place items on hold, but it's kind of hard to find it, especially with kind of the previous system where it was just kind of like lots of text. So we definitely were listening, and we're like, hey, look, we got buttons now. Also, it pretty much has just kind of cleaned it up a little bit. So on the main cover, it's going to have the summary and then the availability, like how many items are available. Also, you can go ahead and look at the full details, and that's going to have all the other kind of mark extract information that is probably not as necessary for your patrons to look at, but if they need to, they have it. So the publisher section, you can go ahead and place a request to get on this section just so that there's, the ability to kind of continue that. And the ISBN numbers, if you have other specific information, it's in here as well. And then let me go back. And then if you have something, you can go ahead and find more by the author. So if you're reading, Harry Potter and you want to find the next book, you can go ahead and click that next, find more by the author. Or if you really love this series and you're looking to see if the author has more titles, then you can do that as well. And so it's just kind of easy way to kind of move on to the next, to find something else to read based off of that author. So yeah, those are kind of 2 of the updates. These are going to be additions to your existing contracts because they're super awesome and cool services. So if you're kind of interested in this, just let us know. We can kind of talk one-on-one and just kind of figure out how we can add this feature to your app. All right. So that's kind of all I have for you today. I definitely appreciate y'all participating and stopping in. Once again, I am Katie. I don't think I actually introduced myself. I'm your senior account manager here at Boopsie. Any questions that you have, if you don't get a chance to answer them today, just direct them all to sales@boopsie.com, and we'll definitely answer any questions you have. Set up meetings as well. If you want to catch a recording of this, just give me a couple of hours. It'll be up on our website. Or if you want to check out some of our previous recorded webinars as well, just in case you weren't able to attend our other webinars, just go ahead and go to www.boopsie.com/customer-webinars. So we have them all up on there as well. Also, if you have, like I mentioned, if you have any questions, feel free to email us. Yeah. So I did kind of take a little bit longer than I normally do on our webinars today. I'll just kind of like poke around just a couple of minutes to see if anybody has any questions. If not, I thank you all for attending. I hope you have a great, fabulous day. And if you're at PLA, stop by our booth and have a good one, you guys.